it's Mel. Today, as you can see, 10 subscriber special. I know for most people, not a big deal. I'm actually pretty stoked about it. I've been having a lot of fun making these reviews. I'm still working on the I Saw the Devil review. I was like in the middle of watching it a second time, kind of taking notes, and I got my 10th subscriber. So I decided that I would take a little break and do this. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to show you guys, I don't know, like 10 of my favorite, okay, they're not my favorite because I haven't seen them, but 10 of the movies that I'm like most excited to watch from all of the Dollar Tree movie collection that I've done. So let's just get into it. I have a movie called The Mind's Eye. And I bought this because on the cover it says the best Scanners sequel we never got. Film school rejects. You know, so it's probably going to be terrible, but like I think it'll be a fun time. So we'll give that a shot. I have a drama called Wakefield. This is with Bryan Cranston and Jennifer Garner. I'm stoked on this. I love Bryan Cranston. Breaking Bad is like my favorite thing in the world. So I'm super stoked about this. I've got one called Trespass. And this is Nicolas Cage and Nicole Kidman. And I believe it's a French film. And I never really was a big Nick Cage fan. And then, I don't know, I want to say like 4 years ago, I saw this movie Mandy in theaters. And it blew my mind. And I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan now. And not only in an ironic way, he was actually like fantastic in that movie. So hopefully he will at least be ironically good in this movie. I have one called Forbidden Empire. This looks like it's just a really bad, like high fantasy film. So I mean, I can't even tell you anything about it that would make sense. So it's, yeah. I have another, this is called The Magic Kids, Three Unlikely Heroes. And this is just so generic. I'm going to read the back for you. A vampire who can't see blood, a fairy who is afraid to fly, and a werewolf with hair allergies. Teens Vlad, Faye, and Wolf are outcasts at Penner Academy, the world's most famous magic school. The trio must work together to save the town's fairies, witches, trolls, and vampires from the mayor's black magic curse. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will. Okay, we've got some more good stuff coming up. This is called True Stories of the Miami Vice Squad. And this, I can't tell if this is like an actual like cops style documentary or a really low budget CSI. I have a feeling it might kind of be somewhere in the middle, using like found footage mixed with like retellings. I don't know, but it's just drugs, gambling, pornography, prostitutes, not your average Saturday night. It's like, oh my God, who was this made for? I think me. Thank you. All right, and now we have Online. This is another, hopefully it's one of those like masterpieces that no one's ever heard of before. Slingshot Pictures presents, from the producers of What Would Jesus Do? Online, temptation is just a click away. So it's like John Wilde is a happily married man who is about to face his biggest challenge in life. Late one night, John logs into a social networking site and reconnects with an old high school flame, Adriana. What begins as a harmless hello rapidly escalates into a rekindling of their past romance. Torn between the life he once envisioned with Adriana and the life he's now building with his wife Mary and John. John soon discovers that there are serious consequences to the decisions he has made. Now John must go to find his way back to God and get on the path to forgiveness from Mary and God himself. Does that not sound remarkably bad? All right, and now I don't know a lot about this film, but it's called Cassette, a documentary mixtape. And I believe from the little reading that I did about it is I believe it is a documentary interviewing several musicians and asking them like what the importance of mixtapes is like culturally and to them personally. It's got Henry Rollins. It's got Henry Rollins, Mike Watt, Damian Gerardo, Sarah Beth Nelson, Lily Rothman, and Lou Ottens. Oh, and Daniel Johnston. So this sounds kind of special, and literally like a special Pokemon card or something. I think that movies like this are just so cool. I'm so glad I was able to get this movie in my collection. All right, next film, The Queen of Versailles. Now, I believe this is a mockumentary or satirical look at like being like an opulent housewife or just being like obscenely rich and how everyone's obsessed with watching people who are that way. I thought it sounded really good. Riverworld is another, just looks like a terrible high fantasy movie. After being killed in an explosion, Matt finds himself. Dang, that was me. After being killed in an explosion, Matt finds himself reawakened in an unusual planet where people from all eras of history have been simultaneously resurrected. With a skilled 13th century female warrior, a charismatic riverboat captain, Mark Twain, by his side, Matt sets off across the dangerous, unknown terrain. I mean, I would say you can't write stuff like this, but obviously they did. It's going to be good. You know that has to be fantastic. I've got a couple more here. This one I talked about briefly, but I think this looks like an instant classic. This is called Sushi Girl, and it's a French horror film. It's got Tony Todd, James Duvall, Noah Hathaway, Andy McKenzie, and Mark Hamill. I know not everyone is familiar with all these actors. I'm not familiar with all these actors, but it looks fantastic. Fish has spent 6 years in jail, 6 years alone, 6 years keeping his mouth shut about the robbery, about the other men involved. The night he is released, the four men he protected celebrate his freedom with a congratulatory dinner. The meal is a lavish array of sushi served off the naked body of a beautiful young woman. The sushi girl seems catatonic, trained to ignore everything in the room, even if things become dangerous. Sure enough, the four unwieldy thieves can't help but open old wounds in an attempt to find their missing loot. And then I think the last one I'm going to talk about, let's see, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so this will be 12. This film is called White Rabbit, and it's a dramatic comedy following Korean American performance artist. Oh, following a Korean American performance artist, and that's really all it says about it. But just the stylization of it made me think like that I really had to see it. So I think I covered, yeah, most of the different genres. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me and watching my silly videos. I really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I know I'm not great at it yet, but I will get better with every video, I promise. Thank you, guys.